Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Mount Fitness MBS Ministry, where I am your host, Brother Minister Mongoose, and where this ministry is living and promoting a holistic mind, body, and spirit path to fitness and wellness and to life overall. Also, where this ministry puts a premium emphasis on this group of people that the Bible refers to as the have-nots. I want to again welcome you guys to the channel. We're going to take right off into today's message by saying that, putting an emphasis on this group of people that we call the have-nots. I'm going to be tying that in, and I'll make some other references along the way, but I'm going to be tying it all in until how you, by prioritizing being at your individual best, not comparing yourself against me not comparing myself against you. You may be blowing my doors off in terms of whatever, looks, finances, education, fitness, and the next guy or girl might be blowing your doors off. It's not about that. It's about you being at your best. It's about me being at my best. My mental fitness, my physical fitness, and my spiritual fitness. And you being at your best in your mental, physical, and spiritual fitness. See, when you do this, and you do something every day to address those different aspects of you, you become what is referred to as the light of the world. I've done videos referring to this group of people, the light of the world, whatever you want to call them, as the chosen ones. I've done videos referring to them as the awakened and ascended souls, and so forth and so on. Potato. Today we're going to be talking about how when you become that light of the world, and this is where you inevitably end up, because when you look out your front door, when you go to the shopping market, when you go to the family reunion, the workplace, wherever it may be, you don't have to do a deep dive assessment into the people or the nature of the people that are around you or that are in those locations. You have to do a deep dive in order for you to be able to discern that most of them, and I feel very comfortable using that word, most of them, most people in the world are not where I'm saying this path leads you, and not the destination of the path, but rather the implementation of the path. You being at your best in your mind, body, and spirit. Me being at my best, mind, body, and spirit. Most people aren't there, let alone are they there when it comes to the end destination of it all, being the light of the world. They're not there yet. And the reason that they're not there is because they haven't taken even the initiatory steps. Most people are competing against one another, comparing themselves against one another. And don't get me wrong, please get me right. There's absolutely nothing wrong with healthy, constructive competition. Where would the world be without healthy, constructive competition? I'm not knocking competition, competitiveness. These things are needed. These things are healthy when it comes to them being genuine and true and organic. Because if it wasn't for competition, we wouldn't have Ford and Chevy. We just have a Ford, or we just have a Chevy. We wouldn't have Duncan Hines. We would just have Betty Crocker, and so forth and so on. We wouldn't have Wendy's. We just have McDonald's. So we get it. Competition is a good thing. Healthy, constructive competition. But most people aren't into that. Most people get their value. Most people stroke and massage their ego. Most people comparing themselves, looking for the guy or the girl that they feel they have an edge on when they look in the mirror, finances, whatever. They're looking for that guy or the girl that they feel like they have the edge on so they can put them down. That's unhealthy. That's not constructive competition. That's destructive competition. And most people are operating from that template. So most people aren't there yet. That's fine. Everybody has the right to live their life according to the way in which they choose. But for those like you and me, and those like you and I, we operate on a whole different frequency. We operate on a whole different heart set, mindset, spiritual set. To where if we're light years, if you want to use that term, ahead of someone, mentally, physically, or spiritually, or in any other area, we're not gloating. We know that that guy or that girl, as long as they're doing their best, I'm not actually light years ahead of them. I'm just on my path and they're on their path. And the same thing goes when we come across the people that may be light years ahead of us. We don't feel slighted. We don't feel like we have to tear them down or compare or compete against them. Because we're comfortable in ourselves knowing that we're at our best. I can't be at the next guy's or the next girl's best. You can't be at the next guy or girl's best. You can only be at your best. And you become comfortable within that. Whether you are so-called ahead of somebody or somebody is so-called ahead or more advanced than you, it matters not. When you embrace this mindset, heart set, spiritual set, you become what the Bible refers to as the light of the world. Being the light of the world, you are a walking opportunity and you are a walking accountability. This is what you are. This is what you bring. You don't have to be thinking about it. You don't have to be processing it, deliberating it, trying to figure it out, being intentional about it. It's just what it is. A fish doesn't have to put forth a single ounce of effort into being a fish. A bird doesn't have to do that when it comes to being a bird, a cow, a rabbit, and neither do you. This is just what you are. A fish don't have to even know it's a fish. In fact, if we think about it, a fish has no idea that it's a fish. In terms of us saying, you're a fish it just is. Has no brain to be able to even be aware of these type of things. It just is what it is. So, point being, you don't even have to know that this is what you are, and yet the truth remains. And what I mean when I say you are a walking accountability and or a walking opportunity, you're actually simultaneously both. What I mean by that is because you're the light of the world, you carry an energy that presents people with an opportunity, those who aren't working on themselves, or maybe working on themselves, but kind of working on themselves maybe just to fit in, maybe just to meet the status quo, or it's not from what we would call a higher calling, a higher purpose. It's just to get the job, to get the spouse, to lose the weight, whatever. It's just based on those things. But when you really merge, balance, and synthesize your mental, physical, and spiritual fitness, it's not just about achieving those goals. It's about a meaning and a purpose behind those goals. goals. And the meaning and the purpose behind those goals is to honor this thing that we call God, the universe, Christ, Allah, Buddha, whatever you want to call it. That's what's ultimately behind it. And again, you don't have to be religious. You don't even have to KNOW. That's what's behind it. You just know that you're committed to being the absolute best version of you. So when you walk into the room, when you come across somebody, a random meeting on the golf course, whatever, you present them with an opportunity to be inspired, to be motivated, to be uplifted, to be nourished, to be encouraged by the energy that you carry. You can be driving in a hoopty, you can be catching a bus, you can be driving in a Bugatti, you can be in great shape, you can be 500 pounds overweight, you can be black, red, yellow, brown, Republican, Democrat. That energy in you that says, hey, listen, I'm committed to being at my best. That's the energy that you represent. And people can sense that energy. This is what the Bible means when God says, during these last and evil days, he will pour out his spirit among all men and women. Not just the good men, not just the bad men, not just the in-between sitting on the fence, men and women, all human beings. So we can sense one's energy, one's presence. And that energy and presence that you bring to the table provides people with an opportunity, again, to be uplifted. There's that word, opportunity. To be uplifted, encouraged, inspired, motivated, etc., etc. The flip side of that very same coin is that same energy that you carry also presents people with that accountability factor. The ones who are never going to change. The ones who decide that because your energy is different, they want to lash out, they want to prejudge, they want to hate, they want to tear you down, they want to deceive you, manipulate you, bully you, all these different things. And in doing so, they lead themselves into a place of accountability that is between them and this thing we call God / the universe. And let me be clear, karma is a real thing. So when they see you, they have an opportunity and or consequences. Some are going to see you, they are going to be inspired, motivated, uplifted, encouraged. They're going to be genuine and true about their interactions with you, their engagement with you, or just, kind of staying focused on themselves. It's not going to be like those who are going to get accountability, because they're going to lash out. Your energy is going to irritate them. It's going to fluster them. They're going to become retaliatory when all you did was walk in the building and carry what it is that you carried. Not even thinking about it, not even comparing yourself, thinking about them. You're too focused about being at your best mentally, physically, and spiritually. But again, that energy resonates outward. And some people are going to they are going to attack. They are going to start comparing themselves against you. And the more you maintain discipline and don't feel the need to, don't fall into the circus act of comparing yourselves against them, whether they got more, so-called more, or whether they got so-called less. You don't fall into that. The more and more you don't fall into it, the more and more bitter, retaliatory, mean-spirited, aggressive, rude, and all these different things that they become. And as I mentioned a moment ago, the laws of karma is real. So they end up sowing seeds that lead to consequences. Others, again, who are inspired, motivated, they're genuinely curious, they maintain discipline, even though they too may not be there yet. They don't understand your energy. You come off strange, weird, odd. You may even come off as arrogant, dismissive, whatever to them, but they're able to maintain discipline and to see that, well, actually, you're not bothering anybody. You're just minding your own business. You're focused. They may not even be aware of how approachable you are, but there's something off-putting about you to them because they, too, those who will receive the opportunity, to be motivated, inspired, and all of that, they, too, are just as put off, if you will, maybe confused, maybe intimidated, maybe just don't feel good around or feel they just can't decipher your energy. They're just like the ones who are going to take the road that leads to accountability. The only difference is this person over here is going to stay in it, if you will. They're going to stay calm. They're going to stay focused. They're going to look at the big picture as they try to assess, what is it about this guy? What is it about this girl? I don't know why I feel this way, but it doesn't feel very good. It doesn't feel like it's something that I understand or whatever. But I can see that they're not bothering anybody. They're not walking around with arrogance. So there's something going on with me, and it's going on with me because of something that they carry or something that's going on with them. So they're going to maintain discipline. They're not going to fall off into this category of those who start mean mugging, giving you the evil eye, trying to invade your personal physical space, disrespect you, just become obnoxious, and all these different things. Either way, and this is the crux of today's message, by you carrying this rare, ancient, and very sacred energy, just based on the fact that you're committed to being at your best. That's all it takes. In a world where mediocrity has become commonplace. In a world where comparison is what it's all about. Dominating, subjugating, fitting in. Just because you committed to being at your best, you carry this energy that it's like, and I'll begin to wrap this up because this is the crux of the message. It's like when Christ went to his, when he went back home, he had grown up and, did his research, did his studying, and, kind of realized who he was and all that. And he went back to his city to help, to heal, to renew, to do miracles. And he couldn't do a single miracle because of their unbelief. Because they hardened their hearts. Who does he think he is that he don't have to play these little games that we play? He doesn't, or she doesn't have to prove to us that that she's a good woman or whatever. Who does she think she is where we're all beat down and twisted out of shape and she's just making her way through the crowd smoothly? Who does she think she is? Who does he think he is? This is the attitude that they took when it came to this person that we most commonly refer to as Jesus. Because again, they knew him. Hey man, ain't that dude? This dude ain't nobody. So maybe they saw what kind of car you drive. Maybe they saw that you have weight to lose. Maybe they saw that, how everybody else treated you, whatever. They knew him. And so these people may know or think they know you. And so who do you think you are? And just like because of their unbelief, he couldn't perform any miracles, he told us what to do. He did what he told us to do. And that was, hey, when you go into these environments, when you come across these people, and they are, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit, and they're hating, they're disingenuous, they're false, all you can do is show up and present them, again, still paraphrasing, present them with the opportunity to have some miracles, if you want to call it that, some inspiration, motivation, whatever. You present them just based on you showing up. You present them with this opportunity. And it's up to them to either embrace the opportunity and make the most of it, or what he did is what he encouraged and told and instructed us to do. When you come across these people and this is how they operate, he said, dust off the sand or dust off the dust from your shoes and keep it moving. Keep it moving. They have missed their hour of visitation. You don't stand around, you don't hang around, you don't beg, you don't plead, you don't try to prove yourself, you don't try to show them that you're right, how wrong they are. You don't do anything. You assess the energy, you give everybody a fair chance, and that these people are going to break down in one category or the other. Some are going to be embracing and make the most of that opportunity. I'll give you another example when I get out of here. But the overwhelming majority of them, particularly based on the fact that we lived in these lost, dark, and evil prophesied times, most of them are going to become truculent. They're going to become accusatory. They're going to prejudge. They're going to lash out. And you just dust your shoes off and keep it moving. Go on to the next city. Go on to the next guy, the next girl, the next location, the next environment, the next opportunity, there's that word again, for you to bring what it is that you carry, which is opportunity and or consequences. You dust your shoes off and keep it going. They've missed their hour of visitation. People like you don't come across people like you day in and out. Even if you work on the same job 40 hours a week with that same person, they may come across you day in and day out in that sense. But there's no one out there like you that they're just coming across. You are rare. You are anomalous. You're so unique that their hour of visitation has passed them on. I'll give you another example and I'll get out of here. This was the story of the 7 virgins. You know, they knew that the bridegroom was coming, but only one prepared the lamp and was ready for the arrival. When the bridegroom showed up, and this is what they wanted, this is what they needed, and make no mistake about it, you carry what the world wants and what the world needs. Not in and of yourself, but in and of the fact of whose you are and your commitment to being at your personal best. And again, all this just traces back to God or the universe, whether you're a religious person, a philosophical person, an atheist, whatever. So those virgins who didn't prepare, once the bridegroom showed up, they said, hey, they went to the virgin who had oil for her lamp. And they said, hey, give us some oil, give us some oil, give us some oil. And she looked at them as if something was really, really wrong with them. Like, no, I can't give you none of my oil. Because if I give you some of my oil, then I'm not going to be able to see the bridegroom. And they missed their hour of visitation. That other virgin that prepared, that didn't, that had oil, she didn't argue with them. She didn't berate them. She didn't laugh at them, mock them. She just stood on that same principle that they have missed their hour of visitation. This is how rare you are. This is how ancient, this is how beautiful, how powerful, how unique it is that you carry, what it is that you carry, that spirit within you. That spirit that says, hey man, I'm just being at my best. Might be bugs on the rest of you mugs, but it ain't no bugs on me. Not arrogantly speaking, but just saying, hey, I'm not into comparing myself with you. You can have the upper hand. I'm still at my best. Still, my goal is for me to be at my best. I can have the so-called upper hand. I'm not putting you down because I'm just trying to be at my best. When you carry this, you carry this spirit, this energy. And when people don't embrace it, people don't know how to handle it, don't argue. Don't get caught up in the riff-raff, the back and forth. Just keep running the race that he has set before you. And KNOW, that they would have missed their hour of visitation because you brought to them, you did your job. The word went out to the virgins, hey man, the bridegroom is coming, be ready. The word went out, they did their job. They missed their hour of visitation. When Christ went to the city, it was announced, he's in the city, the miracle worker. They went out and missed their own hour of visitation. So KNOW these things, guys. And the reason why you have to KNOW these things, because we live in a day and a time where most people are beholding to the kingdom of darkness, and you irritate that darkness within them, that darkness that says they have to compete against you. They have to force you to compete against them. They have to force you to prove that you're paying attention. They have to, bully you into validating them. Validate me or I will destroy you attitude. This is how most people are. And if you aren't hard hat on, mouthpiece in, boots laced up, and 10 toes down when it comes to you knowing what you need to KNOW about you, God, the universe, your holistic fitness, then you could be dissuaded. You could be confused by all the shenanigans of the people who actually behold to the king of darkness, to the kingdom of darkness. So KNOW who you are, guys, and know that you do matter. And that you matter in a way that very few people on this planet actually matter. Again, not arrogance, very humbly, yet very truthfully speaking, because most people don't have the light or the energy that you have. So you matter. And you matter to the point to where you stay humble, you stay focused, you stay loving, you stay courage, you stay compassionate, you move with courage, you do all of these things. And the only way you can do all these things is by you knowing who you are and what you carry. And know that your very presence provides opportunity and or consequences. Some are going to make the most of it and others are going to miss their hour of visitation. Because once they show you who they are, believe them. Take their word for it. This is what I got for you guys. Let me get out of here, man. Hey, listen, I got some services that are designed to help you on your individual journey for your mental, physical, and spiritual health and wellness. There is philosophical counseling. There's youth and young adult mentoring and counseling. There's clean-hearted spiritual teachings and practices. And, of course, there is the good old-fashioned certified fitness training. If you're interested in either or perhaps even all those different compartmentalized areas of services, some for the mind, some for the body, others for the spirit, be sure to hit me up by way of the email link down in the description box, and let's get you scheduled for your initial consultation and evaluation. If you got value out of today's message, please consider becoming a supporter of this ministry. You know what it's all about. You know who it's all about, or at least those that it prioritizes. It's for all people, but there's a triage approach. Make no mistake about it. There's a triage approach. One guy went to the hospital because he fell off his bike. The other guy showed up because he fell off of a rooftop. Who do you think the doctor's going to see first? So there's a triage approach, and those who are amongst the have-nots, are prioritized. The other guy who fell off the bike, he's going to get seen too. Make no mistake about it. But this is what it's all about. Again, please consider becoming a supporter of this ministry. In order to assist this ministry, you need only do one or more of the following things. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you aren't already subscribed, and turn on the bell icon for notifications. Leave a comment. Investigate, if not totally utilize some of the services. And also, please consider becoming a financial supporter of this ministry. There's a Cash App link down in the description box if the Holy Spirit moves you to show your love or show your support in that regard. Please KNOW that whatever good seeds you plant into this ministry, you will receive an abundant harvest, shaken down, pressed together, and running over. That's not my word, that's his words coming through this mouth that he has given me. So receive your harvest according to your faith. I simultaneously receive your continued love, support, and generosity. And again, go out there and know this is what you carry. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to focus on it. It's certainly not arrogance. It's truth. It's a spiritual phenomenon that when you prioritize being at your best mentally, physically, and spiritually in a merged, balanced, and synthesized way, you become the light of the world. That's just what it is. So this is what I got for you guys. I love you all. Thanks again. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Yes, I am Brother Minister Mongoose. I will holler back. Leave me some comments and let me know what you did today, what you did yesterday, what you're going to do tomorrow for your mental health, what you did for your physical health, and what you're going to do for your spiritual health. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Yes, again, I am Brother Minister Mongoose, and yes, I will holler back. Peace.